We see this look from time to time from the Knights. Third down, St. Clair deep drop back. He's going deep down the field. The pass is caught. Wide open 40, 30. It's Buck Studwell. 15, 10, 5 touchdown. New York. They're going to hand it off to H. Shaw. He got the first down. A championship is coming to New York.
23 seconds, 22 seconds. What are they going to do here? 4 yards from the end zone. Dunhill going to throw again. Dunhill out to Hollywood. BDG Hollywood touchdown! Oh my. The Atlanta Swarm. How about it? Your champions, Georgia. 27-10 over Sioux Falls. Your Atlanta Swarm are title winners.
To the right, that's Carr. 2 down from the end. Handoff, Sandlin. Boy, he almost got hit the backfield, and Sandlin breaks it through for a touchdown for Seattle. What a run from Sandlin. He was dead to rights in the backfield and made something out of nothing.
They're going to go 5 wide for Wigmore. Wigmore steps up, hit as he threw. Pass is intercepted at the 50 with room to return. It's Albert Begin again. 35-30. Albert Begin. 20, 10. Touchdown, Lone Star. Ivory Arvin not fast enough this time, and the Glory right back in it.
Second and 10 from the 38. Marconi back to pass against another blitz. Marconi's going to avoid a sack. Throw a ball deep down the field. The pass is caught. What a throw! What a throw! Touchdown! Minneapolis to Almiron Sabu. Oh my goodness! A slow motion replay here. You've got to be kidding me. SFL is going to bring out the trophy, and Minneapolis is going to get to celebrate for the fans that came down. Receivers, 3 to the right side. Tallahassee needs a stop. They haven't gotten one here in the third. And Cochran's going to the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. And Alaska has 9 points here in the third quarter. That's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the Alaska Storm. They are your Season 11 SFL champions.
How about E.J. DeQ, Patrick Kelly, and Sean Crooked on that line. Great protection for Jackson. Now Moses is running over people, as are the rest of the Scorpions, and they bite him for a touchdown.
This Matt Wilson's pass is caught for a touchdown. What a throw to Dijon Swan. The Mexico City Aztecs, headlined by team owner Ramos Lin, gets their first SFL championship, a 38-24 victory over Chicago.
Ninth. Wigmore now 10 of 13, 76 yards, 14th pass of the day. Wigmore fires it outside, it's intercepted! John Barnhart, touchdown! Sioux Falls, he does it again for the Sparrows in the postseason!
Showing a blitz on the outside, it's Queen City. Everyone stays home. Darnell Black runs past everybody, picks up a block. Darnell Black in the open field. 40, 35, 30. Being chased by Shine. He won't catch him. And the Hyenas have cut it to 7.
Mama, there goes that man.
Stats all-star crew for a terrific start so far. Third down and 9 to start the second quarter. Ivory Irvin's over the top, and it's a touchdown for Baltimore.
Jark Tarkington has a chance to win it.
Oh my goodness. For all of that, and Tarkington gives Baltimore their 3rd straight title. Oh my goodness.
Well, McChesney gonna get a carry. Oh, there goes McChesney. One man to beat, he breaks it. Jaron McChesney down the sideline. Francis trying to catch him. Not today, young fella. Touchdown, Denver. They're right back in it. Down to 15 seconds left. Sully back to pass. He's going to Corky. It is caught. And he brings it down. Touchdown, DC.
Greg Corky is
They gotta pull out something miraculous here.
DC can't let him get behind him. They got to keep everything in front of him here. This is the ball game. Daniel Garcia back to pass. He's going to throw it deep to the middle. The pass is caught, and the tackle is made. And the DC Dragons have won the championship by a miracle on Zach Sully's throw to Greg Corky. And I let the fellas give me a breath.
Welcome and good afternoon from Canton, Ohio. We are here for some more Week 2 action between the Canton Classics and the Motor City V8. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Ramos Ling. Alongside me in the booth is none other than Mr. Mark Lopez, Wayne Schindler, and Ron Haynes in the stats truck, and Cameron Irvine being the producer. Mark, good afternoon. We are very excited for another week of SFL action. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm very excited for this game, Ramos. It's only week 2, but already both teams looking to put out strong seasons for this season, season 20. And I'm excited for this game specifically for MCV and for Canton. And I'm interested to see whether this could be an offensive onslaught or whether this could be a defensive bunker by either team.
It is part 2 of the Golden Dogbone rivalry. Canton Classics won the previous matchup last season, but the MCV V8s look like a different team. You know, if we base it on last week, they look very impressive against Denver, as the V8s are the visiting team. They call the coin toss. They call it right, and they are going to choose to defer to the second half. So we're going to see the home team, Canton, on offense first. And we are set to kick this one off. A rivalry game here in Canton, Ohio, as the Motor City V8s are ready to kick this one off. Underway we go from Canton, and the return goes from the 5-yard line. Past the 20, past the 25, and to the 27-yard line is the Canton Classics, wearing their throwback 1920s Canton Bulldogs uniforms, an homage to one of the very first NFL teams ever created. And let's introduce you right quick to the Canton offense. Cameron Curtis is the quarterback. In the backfield, Robert Johnson and Kane Hunter. The wide receivers are Kendra Wells, Al Dillapre Sr., and Mike Twinscrew. The tight ends are Jack Wall and Bob Lung. And in the offensive line, Jack Lampanque and Girth Lord, as this pass goes to Wells for a pickup of 7 yards on the out route and make it a manageable second down.
A nice start, nice first play for Canton. Pass to Kendra Wells. Second season with the team. The previous game had 5 receptions for 66 yards. Definitely the number 2 option in this team. She's going to look to be a very pivotal player in this game. Look out for more targets to her.
From the shotgun formation, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Curtis throws the ball inside, and the pass is caught. In tight coverage, Wells with another grab, second of the drive already. And it's a first down.
I mean, that was just individual effort by both quarterback and wide receiver. Wells bringing down that catch in traffic. And good start for Canton, and they are now the first down of the game.
Pass, another one is caught. This time goes to Al Dillapre Sr. for about half the distance for a first down. The V8's defense, Doug Howard and Dakota Butts are the defensive ends. Nick Brummer and Mike Ballot are the defensive tackles. Ronnie Panani, Sabo Kanan, and Matthew Holford are the linebackers. Mark Kaufman, King Rashid, the corners, and the safeties are David Leathers, Nicholas Warner, and Kane Vasquez. As this pass is caught by the fullback, just enough for a first down is Kane Hunter, the rookie, 26th overall pick. And Mark, I like what Canton is doing. You know, a little bit of fast pace with back-to-back throws, but all to the safe location, you know, like kind of like fast paced but safe at the same time.
Absolutely.
From 4 wide receiver set, the pass goes deep, and this one is knocked away and almost picked off. Could have been intercepted. That was the corner, Mark Kaufman with the deflection, 3rd-year man, second with Motor City.
And right on cue, as you were talking about playing safe and making safe throws, they throw it deep. Cameron Curtis risks it there. Well defended Kendra Wells and makes a defensive play on that one. You're right. That was almost an interception, and Cameron Curtis lucky that just fell to the turf.
Great formation here for the Canton Classics. And Curtis throws on the run, and the pass is knocked away and almost picked off again. After a hot start, the Motor City V8s are clamping down on defense as the defense makes a big time stop. And it's going to be 3rd and long, way outside of field goal range. You really need a first down to keep the drive moving.
Really is feeling themselves continue where they left off after taking away 6 turnovers in their previous game. They already had 2 near turnovers in this one.
More wide receiver set. Johnson to the left of Curtis. The pass goes deep again, and the pass is knocked away one more time. And the Canton Classics, after throwing 3 straight completions, now they throw 3 straight incompletions, and it's going to be 4th and long.
And those 3 incompletions were all thrown deep, all thrown to well-defended receivers. And perhaps they were just trying to test the waters, trying to test to see how deep they can go. But Motor City proving that they cannot go deep. You got to settle for those short passes. And now that's going to force him to punt here, Ramos.
Reddington James III to punt this football away. This looks like a pretty decent one from the 10-yard line, will be returned, and not a bad return to the 16 to have Motor City some decent field position as Guy Clausen being the guy returning the kicks. Let's introduce you to the rest of the Motor City offense. Ibrahim Krieta is the quarterback, Christopher Dean and Bill Cherry in the backfield. Wide receivers are Shane Kaufman, Guy Clausen, and Orain Darby. Tight ends are Azami Mihara, Julian Gusters, and Phil Koss. On the offensive line, Bill McMillan and Phil McMillan complete the roster on offense as Guy Clausen has 7 yards on the out route, and it's going to be 2nd and short.
Ibrahim Krieta in a solid win last week against the Denver Nightwings, as you mentioned. Pretty impressive start for the season. Had 2 interceptions, but complemented that with 2 touchdowns, and he might look to improve on that performance, hopefully with fewer interceptions in this game.
2 backs on the side of Krieta. This is going to be a throw, a deep one at that, and the pass is caught. I think that is Orain Darby. Yep, number 89, former Aztec, getting the first down up to the 40-yard line.
And this is the kind of offense we've only seen 2 attempts so far from Krieta. But based on the first week, Krieta likes to share the ball. We're going to see a lot of Orain Darby, but I wouldn't be surprised if almost every single receiver gets 2, 3, or 4 targets this game.
That's why they call him Deep Threat Darby, as this pass to the outside is caught by Mihara for a pickup of 7 yards. The Motor City V8s, just like Canton, with 3 straight completions, make it a 2nd and 3. We haven't seen a run so far here on both drives, as Canton is going to challenge this one.
I mean, from our angle, Ramos, it's hard to see if a foot was in when the catch was made. I can understand your challenge. I wouldn't be surprised if it went either way with our initial angle, but here we'll see a better one.
Let's take a look at this one as Krieta threw the ball to the right hash, and I think it's an incomplete pass. Let's see what R62 has to say.
The pass has been ruled incomplete. The catch was made.
And nope. Oh, yeah. The ruling on the field is overturned, as Canton is not going to be charged with a timeout. And so we raised that completion from Krieta 2 or 3 now. Going to be 2nd and 10.
Good call by the coach there. Coach points for him and moves back the sticks, gives Motor City a larger attempt for 2nd down.
From the far formation, this is going to be the first run of the game, and it's a good one at that. Man-to-man coverage by Canton to turn their backs against the running game. And this is a first down by Christopher Dean, 6'3", 240, the former fullback turned halfback, and he had a complete highway.
He did have a complete highway, and there was good blocking initially, but I think the defense was just really lacking in the middle, and that very widespread offense just gave him that lane good for more than 10 yards.
1st and 10 from the Canton 47-yard line as Ibrahim Krieta will throw. A lot of time and now runs out of time. The pass falls to the ground harmlessly as Bernie makes the hit. Let's introduce you to the Canton defense now. Chris Porter and Mike All at defensive ends. Gardy Burney and Adam Chance are the defensive tackles. Mark Gronick, Gary Clem, and Ace Singletary for the linebacking core. And the corners are Evan Lacey with Connor Darian alongside Frank Bernstein, Bob Funk, and King Jamal at the safety position. Pretty much everybody in this team is pretty obviously new to the team, of course. It's a second year for this franchise as this pass is almost picked off. Great read right there by Connor Darian, and it's going to be a 3rd down.
Yeah, Connor Darian, great defensive play right there, recognizing where the pass was going to be made and jumping the trajectory of the ball. The ball was in his hands, Ramos. That could have been taken down for an interception, but still a great stop for, well, not a stop necessarily, but preventing what could have been a huge play.
For some sort of route up the middle of the field, maybe a post route to big play Orain Darby. This pass, a pump fake, and he tried to go deep. Krieta did. He's going to be hit by Bernie again. Second quarterback hit by the defensive tackle. And just like Canton, Motor City looking sharp at first, but the drive stalls and they will have to punt.
Interestingly, Canton's defense had notched 0 sacks in their previous game, but they are still looking to hunt Ibrahim Krieta in the backfield, who previously in the last season, season 19, was sacked 40 times throughout the season. Canton looking to see if they can poke the same holes in the offensive line's weakness.
It is going to be a fair catch by Dilliper Sr. at the 12-yard line. From wherever you're looking this broadcast from, shout out to you. I know obviously there's most people living in the U.S. There's some from Canada, some from Argentina, Australia. There's chatters from Denmark as well. From wherever you're looking this broadcast, good afternoon or good evening to you, depending. I formation. Curtis will throw. The pass to the outside is deflected and could have been a pick 6 by Matthew Holford. The 6'7" outside linebacker with the deflection.
Yeah, and we've already seen that's at least the 5th pass deflection this game already in only 3 offensive drives by total by both teams, and it's turning out to be a very defensive game so far, at least against the passing offense. We'll see if any rushing offense will bear fruit in this drive or in this game at all.
Split backs formation for Canton this time, and they will throw. The pass to the outside is going to be caught by Johnson, pushing forward for a pickup of 5 yards. And it's going to be 3rd and 5. Shout out to Brendan is a sinner from Hong Kong as well. Good evening to you, sir. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, good evening to all our international friends who have come in to join us. This is going to be a very fun week 2, and happy for you guys to join us in this broadcast.
3rd down and 5. Curtis to throw. The pass middle is caught and just shy of the 1st down marker. A beautiful textbook defense play by Motor City. It's okay to allow the catch as long as you can make the stop before the 1st down marker. And it's going to be 4th and 1. Canton will have to punt.
Absolutely. Keep the ball in front of you and behind the 1st down marker. That's what the Motor City defense did. And that's what the Canton offense would have liked, the opposite of instead, if they could have the receiver 1 yard ahead of where he caught the ball. Instead, unfortunately, it results in the first 3 and out of the game, Ramos.
Yes, it does, as Guy Clausen returns this to the 47-yard line. Best field position of the game for either team, as we are still in a 0-0 score. Canton a 6.5 point dogs. No pun intended right there with the uniforms. 44.5 for the over-under. As we are almost midway through the first. 3 wide receivers and a tight end in this formation in a bunch. Pass is going to go to the outside. That's Dean for a pickup of 4 yards, getting into Canton territory. 2nd down.
It's Dean's first catch and a passing capacity after having his first attempt, his first run for 12 yards. I'm surprised we haven't seen him more, but I'm guessing we might see more of him after he did that one huge run for 12 yards. We're going to see him as well as the offensive line hopefully block for him. He probably is lined up for a huge run too.
2nd down and 6 with the ball at the 49-yard line. Another bunch formation for the V8s. This pass goes deep, and this one is caught. A beautiful throw. What a great throw to number 81, Phil Koss, the tight end, for a big first down.
From the time the ball was snapped to the time the ball left his hands, that was just a pass of confidence. There was no hesitation. A strike deep in the middle of Canton's, near the red zone at least. And what a way to start this drive.
Now the handoff this time goes to Christopher Dean for 2 yards as Canton is trying to clamp down on defense. 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Motor City won last week against Denver. A great display of offense and defense for the V8s. One of the more complete showings last week. Canton 0-1 facing the runners-up, the defending runner-up in Arizona. As Christopher Dean gets the power play, and this one is good for a pickup of 6. It was almost like the old Vince Lombardi sweep. 3rd down and 2.
Still an effective run for his team. 2 runs, 2 carries in a row for Christopher Dean, and that's probably, gonna help the defense be more honest, but also make the offense, give it more opportunities now that it's 3rd and short.
From 22 personnel, Christopher Dean has another big hole, and he gets it to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, the first and goal of the game, as the Motor City V8s really on offense showing some strength and dominance right now in this drive.
Yeah, all 3 carries in a row to Christopher Dean, all impactful carries. Setting himself up for 3rd and short and then picking up 8 extra yards. And 1st and goal, as you said, I wouldn't be surprised if they keep handing it off to Christopher Dean.
They're in the offset I formation. Is going to be a handoff to the fullback this time, but nowhere to go. A loss of 2 yards as the Canton defense pushes them backwards.
Interesting attempt to go with the fullback, Bill Cherry. We know Bill Cherry has had several successful exploits with other teams, and now he's with Motor City. He is also a solid fullback and ball carrier in his own right.
Shotgun formation with 3 wide receivers. Crieta will throw. No, he will get sacked. A huge hit. What a monster hit by the Canton Classics. That's Adam Chance with the sack, and it's going to be 3rd and forever.
That almost looked like a professional wrestling move, like a spear tackle, as he brought Crieta to the ground. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Oh, right at the solar plexus or whatever that part of the body is. I'm no physician or expert in the human body, but I'm an expert in knowing what looks like it hurts. Boy, does that look like it hurt.
That it does. 4 wide receivers from the shotgun. Crieta. Play action. Crieta passes middle, and the pass is going to be deflected and should have been picked off. Should have been intercepted by Clem. 4th and goal.
A very good red zone stop by Canton, who, after their 3 and out, allowed Motor City to trudge down all the way to their inside the 10-yard line, and they hold them to 3 points. So I'd say defensively, that's a success for Canton, Ramos.
Yes, it is. Motor City looking very good, very sharp until they got to the 10-yard line. That's where Canton just really clamped down on defense. And this field goal by the V8s is up and good. Caleb Richards, 2nd-year guy, puts it through. And the Motor City V8s on the road have the first points of the game. 3-0.
Yeah, what a defensive outing on this drive. He had 1 tackle for loss, a sack, and then a pass deflection in 3 of the last 3 consecutive plays on that drive, and that'll get you a 3-point stop.
Ken will have another chance at it as Aldila Priscini back deep to return this one. There's going to be another kick by Richards to about the 3-yard line, a little bit better than the previous one. Aldila Senior gets it to the 25. And Canton will try again on offense. For the Canton Classics last week on defense, 30 points allowed against the Arizona Scorpions. That was 19th in the SFL. The offense with 13 points. That was last, and they are trying to get something going here on offense. From the 12 personnel, a handoff going to the outside, but a great tackle by the defensive lineman on the play, and it's no gain, 2nd and 10.
Kind of the story so far for Canton City, at least from week 1, and the one thing they'd like to improve offensively, Ramos, I think, is going to be their third down efficiency, because that definitely was a huge contributor to why they only scored 13 points. Last week, they only converted on 18% of their third downs, and they need to be better here.
Well, they will have a 3rd and long this time as Robert Johnson gets it to only the 26-yard line as the Motor City V8 looking strong on the defensive line. 3rd and 9 yards to go. And this is a team that has the firepower, at least on paper, Mark. Obviously, they have Kendra Wells. They have Al Dillapre Sr., 2 veterans at the wide receiver position. An interesting coverage right there by the Motor City V8s. Looks like they're double covering Wells. The pass goes outside to the opposite side. Good for a first down. One-on-one coverage on Mike Twinscrew and a first down.
Yeah, they took advantage on the double team on Kendra Wells and throwing to Twinscrew, really finding that opening, and the defense runs their route just right above the first down marker, and that'll get you the first down, and that's a good start for this time for Canton.
3 wide receivers and 2 backs in the backfield as Curtis will throw again. The pass middle is caught, going again to Al Dillapre Sr. for a pickup of 5 yards and keeping ahead of the sticks. The Ken Classic so far, 7 of 11 for Cameron Curtis. 71.8 quarterback rating. Kendra Wells with 2 catches, 16 yards. Dillapre Sr. with 2 grabs, 9 yards. 2nd and 5 from the I formation. On the power I is going to be Robert Johnson to the outside. And nowhere to go again. Loss of half a yard, 3rd and 6.
Yeah, all the safeties, Kane Vasquez, number 49, I think I saw Nicholas Warner as well, just made it to the backfield in a flash, in an instant, even before the ball was handed over to Robert Johnson. And I think that was a huge contributing factor on that play, not yielding any yards.
3 wide receivers in the backfield with a tight end on the right. Curtis to throw, the pass to the outside, a beautiful route by Wells, who breaks a tackle and gets to the 41-yard line for another first down, as the Canton Classics, who just couldn't convert a 3rd down last week, now convert back-to-back.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that route. Beautifully run by Kendra Wells, and she takes her 3rd grab of the afternoon in as many targets.
Likely the last play here of the first quarter. A first quarter that has flown by with 2 offenses that have been, for the most part, been able to move the ball up and down the field. Just not a lot of points. Wells gets another catch. Gets it to the 33-yard line. A pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And we'll see you in the second quarter. Motor City 3, Canton nothing. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Again, glad you're all with us from Fatherhood Festival Field in Canton, Ohio. The 3 wide receiver set and 1 back in the backfield formation again for the Classics. 3-3 defense for Motor City. They will throw the pass outside, caught. Wells again. Pick up a 5 and a first down.
Yeah, very obviously heavily targeting Wells, and why not? She's been bringing down those catches. You saw there in the little stat blurb at the bottom, 7 targets, 5 receptions. and those have been very pivotal receptions for first down opportunities always.
1st and 10. Curtis will throw. Curtis deep, and the pass caught by Wells again.
Wow.
To the 10-yard line. This has been Kendra Wells' drive so far. As the Canton Classics now have the ball at the 10.5.
She might just be putting up a classic performance of her own, as a very great catch right here. Under duress at the point of contact with the ball, gets hit by 2 defenders, but hangs on, brings it down. She knows it's going to put her team within was way beyond field goal range. It's now within scoring range, and it's 1st and 10. It's not even 1st and goal. Gives Canton a lot more opportunities at scoring.
It's going to be a handoff to the outside. Johnson, and a great tackle. A great tackle made by Dakota Butts, the defensive end. So far, the stats very, very similar. Canton cannot run the football. 4 rushing attempts for Johnson, no yards. As they look to probably pass the ball one more time out of this shotgun formation. Curtis to throw. Curtis goes to Wells. Wells turns the corner and gets in the end zone. Touchdown, Canton.
You are 100% correct, Ramos. This was the Kendra Wells drive. And what a drive it is to remember for her. 69 yards off the drive. Of those 69 yards, all were in the air. And what seemed like all were to her. And double checking from the stats truck right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight passes to Kendra Wells, leading up to that cherry on top of the cake touchdown for her. And what a drive by Canton. Put 6 on the board and try for 7.
Kendra Wells with 7 grabs and 71 yards here in the first half. As Kent puts the extra point, 7-3. The Classics over the V8s. And after the V8s had a great drive, ended up with a field goal and looked to control, the Classics, spearheaded by Wells, put the ball in the end zone. As you said, 11 plays, 69 yards. With 3 runs, those 3 runs netted 0 yards. It was all Kendra Wells in this drive with a pass to Twin Screw and Dillapre Sr. And this is going to be a return up to the 23-yard line by the V8s. Guy Clausen returning this one. For the V8s, they have that 3 tight end formation set. They were very creative with it last season, sometimes for great success, sometimes defenses got the best of them, but still sticking with it. And just this team has a lot of firepower everywhere you look at. Prieta to throw the pass, middle, and the pass is deflected and picked off by Gary Clem. Returns it to the 31-yard line, and the Canton Classics now are in complete control of this one here in the first half.
Everything is just coming up Canton after a scoring drive. 1 play later, they force a turnover, giving the ball back to their star quarterback, who has been throwing great, if not impeccable, this game. And what a turn of events! I thought it looked like, based on their second drive, Canton had, it might be a slow showing for them after the 3 and out, but no, after their scoring drive, they're back on the field as if nothing happened.
Eric Clem, one of my favorite players in the minors a few years back with the San Jose Flight. As this handoff goes to Robert Johnson, finally getting something happen. A little bit, though, the V8s converge on him, and 3 different players hit Robert Johnson for a pickup of 2.
Yeah, unfortunately for Robert Johnson, in his 5th attempt, he has netted only 2 yards on the ground. A little more successful in the air with his 1 catch for 5 yards. I wonder if they're going to use him much more. They'll probably use him for first down, 3rd and short.
2 different receivers. Twin Screw just completely steals the ball from Dillapre. I think the ball was intended for Dillapre Sr. and Twin Screw just caught the ball for a first down.
You could say, Ramos, I wouldn't be surprised if you moved him to cornerback position and he'd play as effectively as he is in his current position as wide receiver. He just stole that ball away.
This is going to be a handoff to Johnson, and just like it's been through the entire first half, the Motor City V8s don't allow anything to happen. A gain of a yard for the Classics, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Matthew Halford amongst those who stood up Robert Johnson. You know, when you got all those solid defenders, huge frames, huge mass, it's really tough to run down a huge wall like that.
Single back formation. The pass goes to Kendra Wells again. She goes to the 7 for a 1st and goal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, what else? I mean, I mean, in the Motor City V8s we saw a drive ago, they did have a formation which double covered Kendra Wells. I mean, maybe they want to put it in again. I mean, allow anybody else to catch the ball except her. From the I formation, a power set, goal line set. Goes the Classics, handoff to Robert Johnson, which is Johnson pushes to the 1. And it's going to be 2nd and goal. And as you know, Robert Johnson has not been successful at all. I will run it again here. Pretty much the same play here on 2nd goal and at the 1 mark.
And as much as he isn't successful, at the very least, he has given Canton at least 1 first down, and then in this one, several yards. Maybe it could be him, but look at the top of your screen. There might be a throw there. Or not.
The V8 do not have a goal line defense, and Robert Johnson easily gets the touchdown for the Classics, 13-3.
Yeah, Robert Johnson this time, not necessarily stealing the thunder, but just making the most out of the opening that Motor City's defense allowed him. Not a lot of defenders, if at all, within arm's reach of him. Gets the quick, easy, short pass, and he's just right there. The touchdown just prances in. And wow, another score for Canton City. That was quick, Ramos.
Yes, it was 13-3 for the Classics, capitalizing on the turnover by Gary Clem. You take a look at Robert Johnson's numbers, at Jerome Bettis' numbers. I'm not sure if you are old enough to recall, Mark, the Jerome Bettis, the running back for the Steelers.
I perhaps might not be.
Okay, and there was one game where Jerome Bettis had 3 carries for 1 yard and 3 touchdowns.
That's all you'd want. Optimal, what's the term? Productivity.
I think it was more like 5 carries, right? Like the math doesn't work if it's 3 for 1 and 3. It's 5 carries, 1 yard, and 3 TDs for Bettis a long time ago. As the Motor City V8s will run this one to the 21-yard line, and getting better and better every time they pick the ball off. As Motor City has had worse and worse field position. This is going to go from the 21-yard line as the V8s desperately need something on offense.
Absolutely, although they really did not have a single chance at all in their previous drive. An interception after only 1 play. Hoping to erase that misfortune, get back up, shrug the shoulders, and dust off the shoulders, and hopefully put up a strong, solid offensive drive this time.
From the shotgun formation, a pro set. Creata will throw the ball deep, and the pass is incomplete.
Ooh.
Trying to connect with Phil Koss. Trying to goal keep it, but unfortunately for him, the pass fell to the ground.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, unfortunately as well for Creata, Phil Koss, the only real threat so far, at least in distance, is for him. 23 yards in that 1 catch by Phil Koss 2 drives ago in their field goal drive. I understand the throw to him. Phil Koss as well in a good position to make a catch. It looked like it might have been a little overthrown or a little too far for Phil Koss. They'll attempt it another play anyway.
Look for the out route with the tight end Sami Mihata. And yeah, I think it's Sami Mihata in the out route, and the pass is caught for a pickup of 7 yards. And it's gonna be a 3rd and short for the V8s. The V8s last week, as far as 3rd down conversions is concerned, better than obviously the Canton Classics, who were worse, but 57%, that was 15th in the SFL, despite their pretty dominant game, only 15th in the SFL. The throw, Creata, the pass outside,
nice.
Caught somehow over the outstretched arms of the defender as Orain Darby gets a 1st down.
that looked like a sidearm throw. Flashy way to convert on the third down by Motor City, and Ibrahim Krieta throwing to one of his trusty receivers in Orain Darby, one of the deep threats of this team as well. And great catch, great play.
Yeah, good sidearm. Creator wearing 15, channeling his lefty Mahomes. As he pump fakes, another sidearm throw. This one is caught for a pickup of 4 yards. And let's toss it to Cam for a game break update. Well, let's swing it back to Cam right after this play. Let's stay here for one more play. From the shotgun, look for a Orain Darby on the post. Look for a Orain Darby on the post. No, he goes on the quick out, and it's another first down for Darby, and he moves the chains. Mark, you know, this is exactly what Motor City has to do. They don't have to panic. Actually, I would like to see them running the football a little bit here in this drive. Even though you're down by 11, obviously we're still in the first half. Christopher Dean, only 4 carries, but those 4 carries for 28 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 yards per toe. Let's see if they give the ball to 47 here. Well, it's going to be a throw that goes to the fullback. No, that's a tight end, Phil Koss. And Koss has, that's Cherry. And he gets nothing. Cam, you ready for the game break?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ramos. Over in Sioux Falls today, Sioux Falls and Louisiana. In the first quarter, Liam Hammer on the punt return with a nasty stiff arm, and he's out of here. Louisiana actually just added another touchdown. Revolution on top of the Sparrows on the road, 14-3. Back to you guys in Canton.
Thank you, Cam. Also 14-3 here in this game as the Motor City V8s connect again with Orain Darby for a pickup of 5. And again, the V8s have been pretty good so far in this game, Mark, on third downs. Let's see if they try to go with Darby again, or if they try to go deep perhaps with Phil Koss one more time.
Yeah, perhaps I wouldn't be surprised if Phil Koss was effective converting first downs, and he might get it here too.
This pass goes, and it's intercepted. It is picked off, trying to go with Kaufman, and Krieta throws his second interception of the half. A beautiful play by former King player Connor Darien. Break it down for us, Mark.
I mean, yeah, he just jumped that route. He was reading the quarterback's eyes all the way through. Just a minor adjustment on his positioning. Jumped the ball, and, you know, the saying perfect place, perfect time. He was the epitome of that in that one specific play.
Connor Darien cluing the quarterback. Just keeping his eyes on 15 and getting the interception. The other 15 on this game, opposite to 14, and Kendra Wells is absolutely eating in this game. Over 100 yards already here in the first half. 7
straight catches by Kendra Wells in the last several targets to her. And as you said already, it's still the first half and already eclipsing the 100-yard mark. What a performance by her so far. Motor City, they're going to find an answer to her. They got to find an answer quick.
Tough back-to-back plays by Kaufman players as the wide receiver got intercepted, and Mark Kaufman allows another catch. This pass to the outside, Wells again. Wells gets a first down. And Kendra Wells, who's been an all-star before, gets another. Well, actually, according to what I have, well, let's see here. Sorry, I'm sure Kendra has been an all-star in the past, but anywho, looking for another big-time season in this big-time game. 1st and 10, and they give the ball to the fullback for a pickup of 3 yards. One of the better runs of the game for Canton comes from the fullback.
Yeah, interesting by the fullback, but that's kind of the dimension that an additional ball carrier provides. Probably a second dimension in the running game that'll keep the defense guessing, and probably gave them the 3 yards that they wouldn't normally get, giving it off to Robert Johnson.
High formation, pass, and goes down on the sack. Is the V8s a much needed sack for them? As big number 90, Nick Brummer, gets the quarterback down for the first time today.
Yeah, Motor City paying back Canton after Motor City's quarterback was sacked. Now they sack Cameron Curtis and pay him back in spades.
Look for the deep post route with Kendra Wells here. No, they go with a post route, but the other side, and it's picked off. Picked up the V8s. A much needed turnover by Motor City. And Kane Vasquez will give the ball back to the offense.
Very unfortunate. Wow.
Wow, unbelievable. I mean, this is Canton just Motor City just hanging on right here in the first half. Touchdown by Ken would have been devastating. 2:03 left here in the second quarter, the last play before the 2-minute warning from the power I formation. We see play to the inside. That's going to be Christopher Dean. Only his 5th carry of the game. Good for 4 yards. And we reached the 2-minute warning. Canton 14, Motor City 3. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Players in the box for the Canton Classics. Look for the deep pass to the tight end. Look for the deep post route to the tight end. No, the deep post route goes to the receiver. The pass is deflected and almost intercepted. The V8s liked something on the defense. They will go in the no huddle. They don't have to because the clock stops. Creata again. Creata passes deep again. The pass caught this time.
My goodness. Same play, different result. Completes a huge pass. A huge reception right there. Moves them up the field in a hurry.
Deep threat Darby gets the catch as they will continue in the no huddle. Maybe a quick out here, bottom of the screen this time. They will go in the post again. Deflected, incomplete.
Oh man, 3 targets in a row. I think 3 targets to Darby, if I'm not mistaken. Two different results so far. 2 misses or 2 deflections. He might go for it again or not.
Yeah, get out of bounds, young man. Get out of bounds. He does get out of bounds. 3rd down and 2 by Shane Kaufman. As the Motor City V8s knocking on the door of field goal range. Of course, they would like to score a touchdown. They still have plenty of time with 3 timeouts and over a minute left here in the half. It will be huge, Mark, for the V8s to get some points before the half.
And I think with their current position in the field, I think a touchdown is definitely on the table with the amount of time and timeouts. They just need to really convert on this 3rd down.
Another out route here to Mejada. That has worked 2 times. We're actually 1 time. No, it's going to be an inside route, and it's almost picked off. Should have been intercepted, as Canton has had a chance of intercepting the ball like 3 times on this drive already. And it's going to be 4th and 2. They're going to trot out the kicker for a 51-yard field goal attempt. Perhaps.
He was able to make a 50-yard field goal in their previous game last week. He was 4 for 4, made the 50-yarder. But instead, it's the offense on the field right now.
Let's see if they go for it and look for the top of the screen. It looks like Creata is trying to make the defense jump off sides. That's not going to work a lot when you're the visiting team, though. And he will have to call a timeout. 4th and 2. And let's see if they go for it actually on this one, or if they kick the field goal. It will be a 51-yard field goal attempt for the kicker here.
Wow. Yeah,
let's see if they do that. Go on.
The deflection earlier by number 54 Ace Singletary, that was definitely the pivotal defensive play, because a 3rd and 2 turned into a 4th and 2 field goal attempt at probably the furthest range so far this season for this team.
Caleb Richards, 23 of 23 in his career in 2 seasons from the left hash. And Richards' kick is no good. His first miss as a pro. Call it the broadcaster's jinx. And the Motor City V8's drive comes out empty. Good accuracy, just 1.5 yards shy of the goalposts.
And that 1 yard difference was what that was the 1 yard difference. He made the 50-yard last week, could not make the 51-yarder this week. Suddenly, 1 minute to go in their own 41-yard line. That's not a bad starting point for this drive to hopefully end the half.
Pass to the outside is caught by Johnson. He tried to get out of bounds but couldn't. And it's a 3rd and 7. Not the best formation to go in the no huddle here, admittedly, Mark. It's kind of like a power set. Curtis to throw. The pass is caught. Cannot get out of bounds. 3rd and 3.
They still have 3 timeouts. They got to use it somehow.
Yeah, they do. Instead, they're going to go and keep the high-tempo offense. One wide receiver, that's Kendra Wells, top of the formation, handing the football off to Johnson, and he will not get the first down. Trying to surprise the Motor City defense, but this V8 defense against the run has been impeccable so far.
Yeah, a little bit of a head scratcher those last 3 plays, and to your point, that was not the best formation for hurry up offense. At least use one of your timeout to get out of that formation. Discuss a better one that would have involved more passes to Kendra Hull potentially, but that's not what we got. Instead, there's a punt at 6 seconds, 5 seconds left in the clock to end this half.
This one by the Canton Classics goes away with the clock expiring. Let's see what they can do. A penalty on the play, likely going to be on the return, maybe a block in the back. And that will signify the end of the first half of play. Let's take a look at R62 for the last time here. Actually, a face mask.
Face mask.
Personal foul. The Motor City V8s accept. But either way, I think that's the last play of the first half. Nope, we're going to have one more on-time down. The special teams penalty counts as a defensive penalty, I guess technically, so we're going to have an on-time down. And from the power set, they may just try to swing the ball to the tight end one time. Nope, handoff to the inside, just padding a little bit stats for a pickup of 7, and that's how we reach the end of the first half of play. Mark, a first half where Canton dominated for the most part of it, but Motor City hanging on 14-3. I want to hear your thoughts on the first 2 quarters of play.
I think the obvious, keynote or the obvious key player in this game has been Canton's Kendra Wells. What a performance by her in the first half. I think you contrast that with Motor City, who I think the key player is between Christopher Dean and Oren Darby, but between not utilizing Christopher Dean, who has been efficient at 6.4 yards per carry, not a lot of carries though, or Oren Darby, who has just been thrown to only in the last couple minutes of this half, and that one drive that they couldn't convert for a field goal. I think it might have been a misutilization of their weapons at the wrong time. Motor City, they have halftime to go over and make adjustments, though I think you mentioned this a little bit earlier in the first half. They have the firepower, they have the offense to score, and I wouldn't be surprised if they can come out of the half with adjustments and guns blazing.
It's certainly been instead of a one-man show, a one-lady show, as Kendra Wells accounts for 66% of the offense for the Canton Classics in this game so far. That's 2/3 of the offense, accounted by number 14. It's been sensational, as has been the defense of the Classics, with multiple interceptions. And, Motor City not, out of this one by any means at all. They just need a good drive. They will get the ball first to start the second half, so they just need some points here in the first drive of the second half. Even a field goal, making a one-possession game will not be the worst thing ever.
Yeah, unfortunately for Motor City, only one drive did they ever get over 40 yards of play, and that was in the field goal miss drive they had. That one drive that they scored a field goal early on was care off the good start, because that was the punt by by Canton earlier. But unfortunately, Motor City, that's one thing they have to improve on. Keep the ball moving forward, keep the chains moving.
Canton set to kick this one away. And the Motor City V8s with Ibrahim Krieta, who's been hit or miss in this game. 12 of 23, 2 picks, quarterback rating of 30.5. Has had some impressive throws, especially to Orain Darby. A couple of deep ones, but other than that, he hasn't been that great. And let's send it to Cam for another game break update. Cam, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Ramos. We saw Liam Hammer with a punt return earlier in this game, and now AJ Levy with a kick return in this game. Sioux Falls is in the red zone knocking on the door, but still trail Louisiana 14-10. Wild one going on in South Dakota. Back to you guys.
The OG wouldn't be outclassed in his own turf. AJ Levy has done it for, what now, probably like 25 years now? It's one of the best safeties, one of the best returners in the game, and continues to be, as this first run of the game by the V8s goes only for a gain of 2. Canton, at halftime, obviously with the defensive coaches, saw how good Christopher Dean was on the ground, and they have to shut him down. Krieta to throw, the lefty, the pass is going to be caught just on the left side of the defender for a pickup of 4 yards as Guy Clausen makes it a 3rd and manageable.
So credit King Jamal for second close to Guy Clausen, making that catch very hard and making basically no yards gained after the catch. So solid defense by Canton defenders throughout this game.
The pass, Krieta deep and way overthrew Phil Cause. He had a wide open Hoffman on the outside. Instead, he tried to go deep, and it's a quick 3 and out for the V8s. Just the almost the wrong possible scenario here.
Right, and it's not like Phil Koss was extremely covered either. He just really missed the target, which was unfortunate. Hopefully, it's not anything nerves from the first half that carried over to the second half. But instead, they're going to march out their defense and hopefully give the ball back and give their quarterback another chance.
And we'll return this one with Al Dilapre Sr. makes a spin move and a juke and gets it to the 41-yard line. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Split backs formation here for the Classics. Offsides, free play. As Dilapre Sr. with another spin gets it to the, let's call it the 47-yard line. I think Canton will decline, I think they will accept this penalty actually. Make it a 1st and 5.
We shall see. And looks like they will. Yeah, 1st and 5. Some people might argue a 2nd and 3 is probably better because a 2nd and short opens up the playbook more, but I can understand either viewpoint.
Yeah, I mean, you normally in that situation, you take the extra down. Unless it's going to be 2nd and 1, 2nd and 2, perhaps. Yeah, 2nd and 2. You want to take the extra down, for sure. From the split backs, it's going to be a handoff, and this is going to be a tackle just after a 2-yard pickup. So same situation, Mark, at the end of it. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Robert Johnson finally eclipses 10 yards in the afternoon. That was his 9th attempt, 11 yards total. Even his receiving yards, actually receiving has 13 yards, so contributing there too.
Handoff goes to Johnson again, and he picks up a 1st down. Perhaps the best run of Johnson's game so far. It's been old passing game by the Classics, and finally looks like the run game may be opening up a little bit. Of course, Motor City has to account for the passing, and that opens up the running lanes.
Absolutely. But also, it's kind of their way of burning the clock and holding time of possession.
Curtis to throw. Curtis will get sacked for a half-yard loss, officially a sack by Doug Howard. And it's going to be still 2nd and 10. Let's call it 2nd and 10 and a half for the Classics.
Yeah, great sack by Motor City, definitely. It looked like Cameron was gearing up for a huge throw. You saw his frustration after the play. So good second, probably cooling off that hot hand.
Johnson to run the ball, gets 3 on the play, makes it a 3rd and 7 as the Motor City V8s really need this stop right now. Holford on the tackle. Just account for Kendra Wells on this play, you will say.
Mm-hmm. They have been able to stop Canton 4 out of 6 times in third downs previously in the first half, so we'll see if they can replicate that in this one.
The pass to the outside, wide open, turning the corner is Al Dillaprisino for a first down. A beautiful, clear play as both outside receivers went inside. The inside receiver went outside, and just no chance for the V8s to stop that one.
Yeah, it was just wide open, open space. Running in front in yards after the catch is pivotal in the game of football, and that was enough for the first down.
3 wide receiver set. Now the throw to the outside. That's Kendra Wells for a pickup of 6. Make it a 2nd down and 4 for the Classics. And, the Canton Classics, again, last week, week 1 is always, you don't know what to expect. Kudos to Arizona. That just speaks volumes, I think, of how good Arizona is. They were to shut down the Canton offense and win the game handily. Hand off, Johnson with some room, and he tries to make a stiff arm, gets double team tackled at the 15-yard line, but the Classic offense looks unstoppable so far.
Yeah, suddenly the running game has come alive for Canton, whereas in the first half they were really struggling against the running defense, but suddenly playing complementary offense, passing game, running game, working well together. They can afford also to do so because they're in the lead.
That is correct. Robert Johnson's number looking much better. 12 carries, 33 yards. Still in the 3 yards per carry, but this drive has been pretty good for Johnson. Speaking about good, great spin move by the halfback. A 3-yard pickup. As Motor City trying to just force Canton into a field goal and keep it a 2-possession game. The way Canton's defense has played, you have to think that if they score a touchdown, a 3-possession game may be a little bit too much for a quarter and a half.
Yeah, not with the pace this is going, and not with Canton suddenly slowing down the entire pace of this game with relying heavily on the run game this half.
Pump fake, the pass to the end zone. It's incomplete, knocked away by the V8's defense. Going to be a 3rd and 7 for Canton as the V8s. The best case scenario is obviously a turnover, but again, even if they just prevent this from being a touchdown and make Canton settle for a field goal, it's going to be pretty decent.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also 3rd and 7, so it might be a little challenging too for Canton to convert on the first down at least.
Curtis to throw, the pass to the outside to the end zone, picked off! Picked off, what a great interception, not only getting the football, but both feet in bounds. Clear interception by the V8s as they dodge a massive bullet.
You were calling for the best case scenario. King Rashid delivers the best case scenario with one of the best defensive plays so far this afternoon, an end zone interception. I think that is actually Canton's 2nd interception within the red zone. Motor City's, interception taken away within the red zone. So what a play by them.
Let's see if that sparks the V8's offense. This pass goes to the outside. The fullback gets the catch. Pickup of 2 yards as Gary Clem makes the tackle. And for the Motor City V8s, no need to panic. It's not need to throw the ball into double, triple coverage. Just keep the chains moving. Now that you have, gotten the interception, 11 points is much, much, much better than being down 14 or 18.
Absolutely.
Creata to throw. Creata to the outside. Caught again by the fullback. Good catch. Both feet in bounds. Cherry makes it a 3rd and 3.
Another solid catch by the fullback Bill Cherry. I'd love to see them use Christopher Dean on this one play to convert for a first down. In his 7 attempts, he is averaging 5.9 yards per carry in this game. So 3rd and 3, much within his own capabilities.
Look top of the screen, maybe a quick out. Just enough to get the first down marker. Creata goes to the out route, but on the bottom side, and the pass is deflected away and incomplete. Nahara cannot come away with it. And I was calling for the far side of the field because that was the long side of the field. The ball is put at the right hash, so you have more space to maneuver on the top side of the screen.
Yeah, and even if the defensive pass deflection was not made, it looked like Mihara was already out of bounds by the time the ball would have connected with him. So that seemed like a non-productive call in the first place. So unfortunate for Motor City, who were able to force the turnover. Instead, only could cough up a 3 and out.
As this return by Al Delapre Sr. goes to the 43-yard line, a 1st and 10 for the Classics. As the V8s, after a 3 and out, will have to go back on defense. And, if you're Ken, obviously scoring a touchdown in any means is incredible. But, a great scenario for them is to kind of milk this clock a little bit, because the Motor City defense has to be pretty tired at this point. The outside run by Johnson goes nowhere. They didn't look tired on that one. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, if we want to talk about tired, 50 total plays by Canton so far, and they have possession versus just 40 by Motor City. So they have, more plays than Motor City, but they also have the ball right now. So this defense will be gassed very quickly. Oh!
This pass to the outside to Kendra Wells goes good for a pickup of 8 yards, 12 grabs in the game for Wells, 135 yards, and really for one of the first times we've seen Kendra Wells line up on the right side of the formation instead of the left side.
Yeah. Probably caught Kane Vasquez a little, unawares too. He was just standing looking, didn't expect Kendra Wells to sneak behind him, and made the catch possible for her.
Shotgun formation for the Classics. Curtis throws it middle and passes. Past the 35, past the 30. The linebacker doesn't have the speed. But either way, Motor City has the ball in phenomenal field position. And Mark, this has to be the play that sparks Motor City. Sabo Kanan.
It has started. The spark plugs have not been yielding much results in the engine of Motor City's offense. This has to be the one, to your point, Ramos. And you feel like the pressure is 100% on Creata in this offense because 3 interceptions, 3 turnovers forced by this defense. And of all those turnovers, they were only able to yield... Actually, they scored 0 points off of all 3 turnovers.
This one inside the 30-yard line, though. This is field goal range already for the kicker, who did miss a 51-yarder, but it was because he was just a yard or 2 shy. The accuracy was there, so from 43, I think it will be no problems, as Ibrahim Creata has a 39.1 quarterback rating, only 129 yards passing. Kendra Wells, in comparison, just for example, has more yards than that. As this pass by Creata goes outside, it's caught for a pickup of about 7 on the play, just shy of the first down. 3rd and 1 coming up, and this has to be either a Dean or Cherry up the middle, I think.
Yeah, we haven't seen Creata throw, a play that's over 10 yards, not since before the second half. And only 2 plays so far this game for over 20 yards. Really, despite having O'Rain Darby a deep threat for him, hasn't been chucking the ball much.
Running the ball right up the middle is Christopher Dean.
There you go.
Yep, there you go. As the V8s are able to convert on this down and distance. 1st and 10 coming up.
Yeah, they just got to get the engine running, so to speak. Motor City seemed like they've been cold several drives in a row. And that pick six, sorry, not pick six, that pick was the engine starter in this drive, it looks like.
This pass to the outside is caught by Kaufman for a pickup of 4 yards. By the way, that was Sabo Kanan's second interception of his young career. Second-year guy. He made the All-Star game last season.
Nice.
And with 1 interception here. The previous pick was for a pick 6 by Canton. And that one, for a moment, I thought was going to go for a pick 6 as well. But got chased from behind. 2nd down and 6 coming up. Prieta to throw. The pass caught. And Dean gets a yard. Steps out of bounds at the 10.
Dean had the room in front of him for sure, but perhaps the throw was out a second too late. Otherwise, Dean would have been able to have enough time to turn the corner and gain maybe 3, 4, 5 yards after the catch. But still, it's 3rd and 5. They'd like to put a touchdown on the board, Ramos, but I think, putting up a field goal will put you down only 8 points, and that's still manageable, I think.
Yeah, the pass is going to be caught by Clausen, but a great defense by the Canton Classics. Again, it's okay to allow the completion, but just not let him go past the sticks. And it's going to be 4th and 3. And they have to trot out the field goal unit here. As Richards, 1 of 2 so far in this game. Will try to convert the second. From 24 yards out, the hole is good, and the kick by Richards is right down the middle. 14-6. The Classics lead Motor City, but it's a 1-possession game, Mark.
Finally, a 1-possession game. Finally, Motor City puts points on the board since 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first quarter, and for their first points since that time. It's only for a field goal, but within striking range of only 8 points. That is still a lot to ask of an offense that seemed, struggling so far.
Delapre with a spin move.
Oh!
Delapre Sr. to the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, running out of gas, but he's got a touchdown, Classics.
Oh my goodness, Delapre, what a play. Cam, put this in the game update on the other game because, wow, he turned on the Jets. Motor City, he stole your motor. Look at him go.
In an early slate where we've seen 2 kick returns in the other game, Al Delapre Sr. gets the 3rd. 3 return touchdowns in a couple of games going on so far on the SFL YouTube channel. And the Canton Classics, they just won't be denied today. 20-6. And Rob Ems is ready to put the extra point. It's 21-6. Just a complete, deflating moment for the V8s.
Yeah. Deflating. They do have a full quarter to go, but, sometimes you think, could there be a psychological blow? Is there some psychological effect of letting go of several opportunities with 3 turnovers, but only yielding 6 points this game? We'll see what they can muster in 1 full quarter of play plus 40 seconds.
Clausen returns this one to the 22-yard line with a quarter and a little bit to go. The Motor City V8s are down 2 touchdowns. One of them, by the way, has to be a 2-point conversion, so the V8s really have their work cut out for them. Still, Christopher Dean has been successful in the ground game. I will not completely shy away from that.
Absolutely.
And the Motor City V8s, they do have the talent on offense to make it happen. This pass to the outside goes to Orain Darby for a pickup of 5. 6th grab of the game for Darby.
6 grabs, already netting over 60 yards. I think with that one, he might be over 70 yards in this game. So he is the reception leaders in terms of yards for Motor City. He And he's also pretty good in bringing down those catches. 5 for 6, 5 receptions, and 6 targets. Solid outing from him as well.
Look for the deep corner to Darby again. There it is. No, it's going to be a tight end, actually. Again, both receivers in the area. Both were open, and Phil Koss has the catch for a first down.
Didn't Phil Koss just do this earlier? Same thing of snatching the ball from another target. At least it's what it looked like to me. He did have to extend his arm upwards. But perhaps he was indeed the target. Nonetheless, a great play by him. Ramos, Phil Koss again, another huge play.
As we reach the end of the third quarter, Canton 21, Motor City 6. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. Here on YouTube, put your 4s, 12s, 86s, 68s up in the chat, everybody.
Presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Back here in Canton, Ohio. First down and 10 at the 48-yard line. This is going to be a handoff to the fullback, Bill Cherry, who doesn't have much on the play, maybe one, as Gary Clem makes the tackle.
Yeah, with this is 15 points to go, so they do have to somewhat play with urgency, hustle faster, play faster, increase the pace. For sure, that might mean that they might have to rely less on Dean on the ground.
Creata passes the ball to Rain Darby, who's has a first down. Rain Darby getting it to the 39-yard line of Canton. And Mark, I mean, this situation has not been a problem for the V8s, like, you know, going up and down the field in between the 20s. But once they get to the scoring position, the offense just stalls completely. That's really been the problem for the V8 so far in this game. The heavy set, another handoff, goes to Christopher Dean, and he gets destroyed in the middle of the field by Gronek. Pickup of 1.
Big grown man tackle by Gronek right there. I think Dean was trying to jump over one of his linemen, but caught midair, and that's one of the tougher tackles to take is when you're midair and you get tackled in the chest, he gets brought down.
Mark Gronek, the former St. Louis Gladiator who turned into the Motor City V8s, going against this former team. Creata will pass. Creata steps right. Creata goes down. Probably for the best, man, because he was going to throw the ball across his body to the other side of the field. You're just asking for a pick six for the most part. Adam Chance gets another sack.
Yeah, I mean, you saw right there, Creata's scrambling abilities. We saw it in the previous week. He was able to make several flashy plays due to his scrambling ability to give himself more time. But that's the one thing he was not afforded in that play, time.
Third and forever for the V8s as they will do the play action. Creata throws the ball deep and the passes again way overthrown. This is like the third time we've seen Creata just overthrew his receiver by like 5 yards. And the V8s will have to punt this ball away.
Yeah, I am no psychologist. I do not know what's going up there with Creata. But not the way you want to end your drive, not with this much time left on the clock, 9 minutes. Canton will be very willing to just keep handing the ball off, I think.
4th and 18, and the punt goes away from the V8s. Fair caught by Al Dillapre Sr., who already has a kick return for a touchdown. This time, the Canton Classics will start at the 14-yard line. And for Canton, it's just about milking the clock right now. Try to get as much as possible. I mean, Robert Johnson has to be pretty fresh still. If you take a look at the stats, Robert Johnson, 14 carries so far. A man that's used to carrying the ball 25, 30 times in a game.
Yeah.
They will throw instead. The pass inside goes to Dillapre Sr. for a pickup of 6. And that route has been pretty deadly against Motor City. It's that shallow cross. Nothing too crazy, but gets the job done, especially if you can do it consistently.
Yeah, an interesting, note. You're saying that they just want to burn the clock. Time of possession, Canton leading Motor City by over 4 minutes of possession.
The pass is going to go inside, and it's caught by Jack Wall. Really, we haven't heard anything from Jack Wall. It's been mostly blocking for the wide receiver number 81, or the tight end, number 81. First grab of the game.
Yeah, first grab, and what a time to get it too. Kind of like when you have the dagger in there. That catch is just him twisting the dagger in this Motor City defense, who has been really battered up this game.
Flatbacks formation for the Classics. And they will throw. Pass inside is incomplete, almost picked off. And that was that same shallow cross as the V8s finally converge on it. 2nd and 10.
Almost interception number 3 against this Canton offense, who against all odds has 21 points on the board. Cameron Curtis has 211 yards and 73% completion rate, 6.2 yards per attempt. Solid outing, minus the 3 interceptions.
Look for the out route with Al Dilla Sr. here. No, it's going to be slants, but they go outside with Robert Johnson. Johnson gets 4 on the play. A good tackle in the open field by the defense. As he also gets out of bounds, so we'll momentarily stop the clock.
Absolutely. That's the nice thing about that tackle, was that brought the guy out of bounds, and you're saving your offense time as you stop the clock. But nonetheless, Canton, the clock stopped right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to heave. Oh, look at the bottom of your screen. There might be something there.
Well, it's going to be a deep drop back. The pass inside is caught. Well, first down. Coming across the entire field. Kendra Wells started this play on the far side of the formation and just crossed the entire field for a catch and a first down.
And Kendra Wells just doing everything for this team Ramos. She's getting the deep catches. She's getting first downs. Scoring a touchdown earlier in the first half. She's doing everything.
Flatbacks formation, 22 personnel, and they will throw the ball again. Curtis, the pass is almost intercepted again. Almost picked up by Holford, and had some room to run. Had he intercepted the ball, 2nd and 10.
That is the 7th pass deflection against Cameron Curtis. I think over half of those 7 pass deflections could have been interceptions. And you see he's only completed 27 of 37. So really only 3 incompletions were not a fault or not caused by a defense.
Changing the play at the line of scrimmage. The pass goes deep, and the pass is picked off and being returned to the 42-yard line. Not the best check down. As the V8s will come away with a possession, still alive in this game.
I mean, it's so funny how the V8s have forced 4 turnovers, 4 interceptions. They have yet to put points of the board off of those interceptions. This is going to be their first attempt on finally scoring after taking the ball back in their 42-yard line. A good start for them as well for this drive.
1st and 10 is going to be a handoff to Christopher Dean with some space. Gets 5 on the play. And, I said earlier, do not shy away from Christopher Dean. But at this point, I think it's a little bit too late, perhaps, Mark. Yeah. It was okay a couple drives ago, but now with 7 minutes and counting, you have to put the ball in the air and just abandon the run a little bit. The throw, Creata, passes deep, and the pass is knocked away by the defense. 3rd and 5.
I mean, they got no choice, Ramos, right? As you mentioned, not enough time on the clock, or at least not enough time, it would seem, for 15 points to recover 15 points. So they got to go for it. They got to go deep. 3rd and 5. You're not going to want the 5-yard play. You're going to want the 15-yard play, 25-yard play. Keep the ball going deep and quick.
Let's see if they try the out route with Kaufman here on the bottom of the screen. That they do, and it's good for a first down and more. To the 40-yard line. Good job by Kaufman catching the ball and turning upfield for a first.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Great individual effort by Kaufman. I think he was just on the line when he makes his catch, able to shrug away the defender, make him look silly a little bit, and get the first down plus more. So that's one solid play from Kaufman. Probably need more of that in a row for this drive and score a touchdown. They need a touchdown. A field goal is not going to cut it.
Offset I formation. Creata to throw. Creata outside. Good job to throw on the run. Christopher Dean has the catch for a pick of 4. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing of the last 2 plays, despite them being good forward positive plays, is that they were not both, ball receivers were not able to go out of bounds. Look at the clock; it's still ticking.
They there to throw the ball deep to Orain Darby on a post route here. They do throw the ball deep, but it's to the other receiver, and the pass is incomplete. Bob Funk all over it, as Shane Kaufman has been targeted 8 times, caught just 50% of those passes, and it's 3rd and 6.
Bob Funk with what seems to be his second pass deflection as per our stats truck. Thank you very much to our stats personnel. We have Dakota Butts and Ron Haynes doing stats for us. Thank you so much.
Offset single back formation. The pass inside, caught, good for a first down and more. A pickup of 16 yards as the Motor City V8s convert again.
Yeah, another good, nice 3rd down conversion from them. They have to keep this drive alive. They have to score a touchdown. And yeah, that's just a great route right there, finding the one sore spot in the middle, cutting from the edge to the inside. And solid catch. They gotta go faster though.
Canton Classics playing some boundary defense, which is just anything over the middle is okay. Just preventing teams to go out of bounds to stop the clock. 4-3 defense. Creata throws the ball outside. Kaufman, can he get out of bounds? He spins inside, doesn't get out of bounds. Oh, he does get out of bounds. Sorry. He gets out of bounds, stop the clock with 4:57 left.
Yeah, good on him. Well, rather, I think it's the defense who threw him into the out-of-bounds zone. So, Motor City will take that break for sure.
Absolutely. Look for, again, Azami Mihara on the top of the screen on an out route. They just need 1 yard to convert here. Creata to pass. Going to Mihara. Great job by the defense.
Yeah,
Beautiful job by Canton.
Absolutely great positioning on that play. To your point, Mihara would have been good for only 1 yard. And they knew. That was going to happen. King Jamal on that play just positioned himself, shifted himself outside, knowing that a ball could come there. It did, and he just batted it down.
Now, I will 100% run the ball here in this situation. You just need one. The important thing is getting a first down. Even if you don't, this is a great job, great play. Instead, going to the outside, getting the first down. Doesn't get out of bounds, and they will go in the no huddle. I was going to say, even if you are tackling bounds on the run, it's okay. You just need a first down. That's the most important thing. Creata going to the outside. Pass caught. Dean doesn't get out of bounds. Tackle at the 6. Let's see if they do another swing pass to the far side to the tight end. That they do. Pass caught.
Good tackle.
Yeah. Tackle in bounds. 3rd and goal at the 3. About 10 players in the box for the Classics. To the outside. Dean. Touchdown.
Very nice call on that one. Finding Dean on the edge where no other defender was, left covering. And finally, they get their first touchdown of the afternoon, Ramos, but this is not the end of it. We are still waiting for them. They don't need this to be their 2-point conversion. But eventually they will need a 2-point conversion. But what a play, what a drive for them.
21-12, the Canton Classics lead the V8s. As this kick by Richards is up and through. 21-13. It's a 1-possession game between Classics and V8s. You know, normally in that situation, Mark, I like going for 2 early, like in this situation, because at that point you already know if you have to score only once or twice. But again, I cannot blame Motor City making a 1-possession game too much. This is going to be an onside kick by Richards, and it's fielded by the Canton Classics as they'll have a chance to milk the clock. And let's send it to Cam for another game break update. Cam?
Man, you wouldn't believe what's going on in Sioux Falls. Liam Hammer does it again. The Sparrows offense has gotten it going, but Liam Hammer keeping Louisiana in this game, 27-21. Check it out when your game is over. That game's still in the third. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Cam. Liam Hammer channeling his Greg Jennings in Madden impersonation, putting his team on his back as this run to the outside goes nowhere as Sabo Kanan makes the tackle. 2nd and 11, Mark. And if Motor City keeps it up, obviously they're going to get the ball back on a punt with some decent time on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're Canton, you also don't want to throw for an interception. So it really is, you got to weigh your pros and your cons. Looks like they're going for, it might be a run play in this one.
2nd down and 11. For the Classics, they're going to throw over the middle. The pass is incomplete.
Ooh.
Could have been picked off. Very dangerous throw as Holford gets another pass deflection. And Holford has been all over the field. 4 pass deflections in this game.
Yeah, 12 total, incompletions by Curtis. That's either a pass deflection or an interception in this game.
3 wide receivers set by the Classics. Nickel defense for the V8s. The pass over the middle, caught Wall, shy of the first down. And this would be a 52-yard field goal attempt. Now, Rob Ems is a great kicker. They may try it. If I am the Canton Classics, I'm for sure trying this one. Because a two-possession game signifies basically game over. I think you have to kick the field goal here. You cannot punt it away or go for it.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what they will do. And it's going to be from 51 yards out. Exactly the same distance that Richards missed.
Oh boy, we're going to see if we have clutch.
Rob Ems from 51. Money. Doesn't hit the net, but it doesn't matter. Right over the crossbar. And the Canton Classics get some huge points on the board.
Absolutely. Rob Ems, no field goals last week, or did not have a single attempt at least. And this week makes a huge attempt at 51 yards to put his team over the top in what seems like an impossible win now for Motor City to overcome.
11-point difference in this game. Canton 21, Motor City 13. And let's see if Guy Clausen can make this 5 kickoff returns, or kick returns for touchdowns. No, he cannot. To the 25-yard line. Motor City will really have to score very, very quickly. I mean, this is a situation where you have to score almost, I will say, before the 2-minute warning hits, Mark. I mean, it's that dire of a situation.
Right. And we also, despite that, we have not seen too many huge plays, maybe 1, 2, or 3 sprinkled every several plays.
Prieta checks it down to Dean, and that goes nowhere. A loss of a yard. It would have been better if he just threw it out of bounds or threw it to the feet of the running back. That just milked some clock. Prieta again. The throw. Prieta goes down. And it's going to be 3rd and 17. Motor City just has to leave this, go to the 2-minute warning, pick a better play. They won't. Prieta to throw. Prieta deep. Kirasi throws. The pass is going to be knocked away and somehow not intercepted. As we reach the 2-minute warning from Ohio. 24-13. The Classics lead the PH. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on YouTube.
You got to go for this, Ramos. There's no choice for Motor City, it's do or die in this one single play.
You got to throw it up. I mean, it doesn't matter what happened. Don't make a Kirk Cousins and do a 3-yard check down. This is going to be a play action. Creata, the pass deep, and pass it.
Creata!
By Kaufman for a first down.
Kaufman! Oh my man. Bailing out this offense despite being in 4th and 17 and in dire straits. Now I know there is still 11 points and it's still a huge hurdle and you only have under 2 minutes, but at the moment, at that one moment, Kaufman made a huge play for Motor City, who has been hungry for a huge play.
Very similar formation. Let's see if they try the play action again. No, they don't. Creata passes it to the outside. Dean get out of bounds. He does. After a 1-yard pickup, doesn't matter. The important thing is that he got out of bounds to stop the clock. 1:49 left in the game.
Yeah, and you saw there in the comparison. In fact, Creata had more yards than Cameron Curtis in this game this afternoon. Cameron Curtis just the one with one more touchdown than him. But Creata with the ball, trying to make a winning opportunity for his team despite the odds.
This will be a good time for big, deep threat Darby to make a big catch. The pass goes outside instead, and it's going to be ruled incomplete. 3rd and 9 at midfield.
I'd love to see Darby. I'd love to see them make a play call that's just designed around him to secure a huge chunk of yards. Because you're in your 50. You need 11 points. You need to score in a hurry in 2 or 3 plays.
This is going to be Ibrahim Creata's 53rd pass attempt of the game.
Wow.
It goes inside, caught, just shy of the first down marker. It's okay. The important thing, again, just converting on a first down. It's a 4th down situation either way, so you may as well make it an easier one as Mondavi makes the catch. Fourth and 2 for the V8s. The game is here. Let's see if they do another play action or something. Changing the play at the line of scrimmage is Creata. Will throw. Pass deep as the post route caught again. Caught by Guy Clausen, the tight end converted wide receiver. Going deep, and the Motor City V8s still alive in this game.
Absolutely, still alive as a result of 2 huge plays, in 2 4th down situations too, no less. So they are hanging in there. They're definitely hanging on a very thin thread with only 1:37 left. But boy, are they fighting back.
Upside eye formation for the V8s. They will throw. Creata to the outside. Sararms it. Pass is going to be ruling complete. Let's see if the booth has a chance to look at this one. I thought that was a catch. What do you think, Mark?
I also thought it was a catch. I wonder if this will be challenged. Oh, the booth will review the play, as you said.
Yeah, inside 2-minute warning. The booth reviews all challengeable plays. And on first glance, that for sure looked like a completion. Let's take a look.
That's a completion. He had possession of the ball. A foot was in bounds.
Yeah, good possession of the football. Both feet in bounds. And the Motor City V8s will get that call overturned. It's going to be 2nd and 2. Stops the clock as well. Now, in this situation, Motor City, they need 2 possessions either way. So, if they cannot score a touchdown here, a field goal is okay. Either way, you need the onside kick and score again. A touchdown, obviously, will be much preferred for them. Creata to throw. Creata to the end zone. Picked off. And that's going to be the game. Bob Funk gets the pick. And Ibrahim Creata's 56th pass attempt results in his 3rd interception of the ballgame.
Wow, what a way to cap an afternoon that's just filled with interceptions. 7 total by both quarterbacks, and the last one was the nail in the coffin as Bob Funk brings it down and signals the horn for the victory.
All Cameron Curtis has to do is take a couple of knees, maybe 3 knees, and this ball game is going to be over. So the Canton Classics move to 1-1. Motor City goes down to 1-1. And, you know, Canton in their second year of history. I mean, I like what I saw so far in this game. The defense looks on point. At least in this game, it looked really, really sharp. Offensively, they did just enough. Kendra Wells just basically took the game over in the first half. Very quiet in the second half. But by that time, you know, she already had like 120 yards catching, and the Canton Classics had a 2-possession lead. We'll see one more kneel down from Curtis, and this is going to be the end of the ball game officially.
Yeah, and with both teams at 1-1, you know, you're looking at the second week of the game. This might just have a huge impact on how things turn out at the end of the season for playoff positions, you know, division rivals and all. Now Canton has that 1-game lead over Motor City, at least in the head-to-head.
I want to give another quick shout out to Ron Haynes and Dwayne Schindler on the stats truck. Thank you very much, gentlemen. As Cameron Curtis puts another knee, goes to the sideline. And it's the end of the game. 24-13, the Canton Classics over the Motor City V8s. And Mark, I want to hear your final thoughts in this game as well as your player of the game.
I think there is no question that the player of the game is Kendra Wells. I think she was very pivotal in the first half. Over 100 yards in the first half. You see their passing yards by the Classics, 237. 100 of those 237 was not to Kendra Hall, so she did have over 120 yards in this game in this afternoon. So no question that she is a player of the game. And it's kind of absurd that despite all that, Cameron Curtis still managed to throw 4 interceptions. But you got to give credit to this team as a whole. They had to, you know, they had to fill in gaps where they were having weaknesses in. Whenever those interceptions came in, the defense stepped in and prevented any points off of turnovers from Motor City. And whenever they needed a scoring chance, there was 1 touchdown by the offense on the return kickoff, which is what we're watching right now in this replay. And I think it seemed to me, Ramos, that a lot of things just did not go the V8's way. The field goal that was missed by just 1.5 yards, that return touchdown that they allowed, and then the opponent making their 51-yarder of a field goal. It was rough for the V8s, but not rough enough that they'll stay down. I think they're going to come back strong for next week.
I agree with your player of the game. I think Kendra Wells has that on lock. You know, Cameron Curtis was really good, but he threw 4 picks. So that bumps him down in my eyes. Aldila Pre Sr. also, with that return for a touchdown, can get some consideration because it looked like Motor City finally were able to kind of claw back into the game. And Aldila Pre Sr. just put that out of reach. So shout out to him as well. And the whole defense of the Classics was just sensational throughout the duration of the game, forcing 3 picks of Ibrahim Krieta. Bob Funk gets that last one. We're going to take a look at the player of the game, which is going to be Kendra Wells. No surprise, 13 grabs, 142 yards, and a touchdown, almost 11 yards per reception, a first down every time she touched the ball.
Wow.
For Mark Lopez, I was Ramos Lynn, Ron Haynes, and Dwayne Schindler on the stats truck, and Mr. Cameron Irvine as our producer. Thank you very much for watching more Week 2 SFL action. And stay tuned, we have plenty more throughout the duration of the day and tomorrow, as well as Monday. Good day, everybody.